As a few people actually watched my last video on triple dip flowers, someone asked for an eye design using those flowers. So here's our lovely model Freya. And normally I sit down to paint, but I'm going to paint standing up and to the side like this so that you can actually see what I'm doing. And my lovely daughter is videoing this for us so that you don't just see my hand the whole time, because the last one all you could see was my hand blocking it half the time. So, to start with, I'm just going to do a really simple eye design using triple dip flowers. This is something that I have knocked out by the 100 at weddings this summer. They're really simple, but they're effective and they look pretty and people like them, which is always good. So I usually start by sponging something simple over the eye. So we're going to pick a nice delicate colour that's flattering to young Freya. Actually, let's go with this one.
I see the colour.
There we go. Okay, we're going to give that a try, something a little bit different. And basically the idea is to almost give a slight makeup look. So dark colour on the outside, light colour to the inside, loading the sponge. And literally, close your eyes for me, sweetheart. Just going, putting the edge of the sponge along the line of her lid and literally just pushing it into place, dabbing it into place. And then a quick spritz of glitter before the paint dries, so you get that nice sparkly effect.
Pretty.
Now you can see at this point I've gone a little bit over the edges, but while the paint is wet it comes off quite easy. Look at me, sweetheart. Look at me, open your eyes, look at me. That's it. So I'm just going to clean the corners while it's wet. We're going to go over most of this later anyway, but just to give it that nice clean look. And see how easily that comes off while it's wet? Close your eyes for me. There. Okay, right. Now what I normally do now is just some line work, the usual squiggly flowers and curls. I activate the paint well first. We're using white paint, so I activate it with this is an old size 4 round which I use mainly for dots these days and just for getting a good amount of activated paint. And we'll be using these for some dots in a little while. So this is a long liner brush. Right, close your eyes for me, sweetheart. As you can see, it's all about placement and focal points. This is the point that we want all our lines to be aiming towards. And when we do our petals, they'll be aiming to that point as well. We want most of the detail to sit in this area and this area. And basically we want the design to go round the eyes to, it's a flattering layout, as it were. Right. As I did my Annie Reynolds class recently, I'm quite into my squiggly lines with the long liner brush, as you can see. A few drag and drops. And that's pretty much all we need. Maybe we'd like one more little curl there. Right, now I'm going to use a different metal brush this time just because it's what I've got to hand. This is the Awesome Blossom brush sold by Magic Box. Everyone's favourite at the moment. This one and the size 8 Bloom are my 2 favourite petal brushes. And we need to activate some coloured paint. So we're activating two colours, a magenta and a dark blue. And as I showed you in the last video, that gives you a nice mixture when you put them all together. So we've got the brush loaded, nicely loaded. You want the paint quite thick and well loaded on the brush. Then maybe rub the tip off and then straight into the magenta. You see there, you want it about a third of the way up the brush. And then just a dab into the blue. See, just the very tip into the blue. And then we come here. And these days, rather than do a whole flower, I tend to put the petals radiating out from the eye, as it were. So close your eyes, sweetheart. We're going to go out here. Doesn't matter if we're going over what we've already done. And then I will follow the design down. You see, with the petals just cascading down, as it were. Maybe another one up there. Very simple. Now I'm just going to use the dark blue to put in a little bit. Oh, where have I just put my dark blue? There we go. A bit of detail. We don't want to go around all the lines that we've done, but just a few to give a little bit of contrast with the dark colour. So. See there how the blue is just merging with the white and the pink. And it just gives a nice effect. Close your eyes, darling, and at the same time bring a little bit of eyeliner along the top of the eye. And you can give her little eyelashes at the same time. Right, look at me. Sit. Yeah. If you look up at the sky, keep your head still but look up at the sky, that's it. And I'm just going to do a quick line there. Just a bit more. Very Annie Reynolds. You can tell whose videos I've been watching. Right, look at me, darling. And then we can literally just finish this off with a bit of glitter and a few dots. Here's the brush that we were using earlier to activate the paint. And all you need now is a few subtle dots. Close your eyes for me, sweetheart. I'm just going to follow the design again, following the design towards the corner of the eye. A few dots just running down the outside, up over the top side. Again, always following that flow, going round here and round here. And just under the eye. Right, look at me. Close your eyes, sweetheart. And there's a bit of a couple down here to show off the corner of that. And I think that will pretty much do. Usually I would just add a little dab of pixie paint.
Close your eyes.
A little bit of pixie paint just to pick up here and there, or your chunky glitter or whatever.
I see the colour.
Yeah, that's my favourite true colours. Close your eyes for me, sweetheart. Now, pixie paint, you've got to be careful because it's a gel. If you go over the actual paint, it'll reactivate it. But I find you can just dab it in here and there around the side of the design and get quite a cool effect anyway. There we go.
And
Simple
what
eye
do you
design.
use?
Oh, that's just a cheap silicone, you know, it's quite a hard brush for the glitter gels. You don't want anything too soft. Okie dokie, let's have a look at you. Oh, I tell you what, I'm just going to try out my new gold
Ooh.
as well at the same time. I just made this today.
Homemade.
Homemade with a holographic gold and an iridescent pink.
Ooh, holographic gold and iridescent pink. Very pretty.
Yeah, I'm just using a small brush just to again pick out a couple of the lines and give them a bit of extra bling. Is that you? All right, well, I think we're pretty much done here.
So get the phone.
Yeah, and let's show.
Smooth. I need to see it.
Oh, how do you shut it up?
I don't know. Just ignore it. Sky won't leave me alone if I just ignore it.
I'm just turning the ringer off.
Oh.
There we go. Right, and let's show our beautiful model what she looks like.
Oh.
Okay, you like that?
Yeah.
Like I say, very simple. It's not, you know, anything spectacular, but you can knock them out, you know, in a minute or two at weddings, and everyone loves them. Very pretty, very girly. Yeah, so thank you very much
Do
for
you
watching.
recommend this design
Yeah.
for anything?
Well, for weddings, anything, garden parties, anything a bit girly. You can use it in a princess or a fairy design. If I was just doing a fairy, I would use similar style, but maybe put, you know, something in the middle as well. But, you know, it's so versatile. You can do butterflies like that, just make a butterfly shape and just use the petals.
Let's have one more look.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Please comment if there's anything else you'd like to see. And, yeah, see you soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.